And good evening, everybody. This is Bill, and it is Bill and Paul. And again, we are back live, soundsugarradio.com, and we are also streaming live to the Music Society of Strathcona County YouTube page. Happy Monday evening, everybody. And how are you tonight, Paul?
Hey everybody, happy Monday. Hope everybody's weekend was fantastic. I am well. You know what? Full disclosure, apologies to you, Bill. Apologies to everybody listening. I'm coming off a chest cold. So if you're hearing some less than wonderful sounds coming from my end, I do apologize. It's just slowly clearing up and out of my chest. It was a rough weekend and week last week. I was honest to gosh, like this it took a lot out of me, Bill. Like I was in bed for most of it.
Wow. Yeah, it's there seems to be something out there again going around, whether it be flu or cold or whatever the case might be, but definitely something out there for sure. So, other than that, how's things? Like you said, obviously getting aside from the health side of things, just before we went on air, you were talking about the Alan Doyle show, and you're wearing a T-shirt from the show, which was at the Jubilee Auditorium. I think it was this past Thursday night, wasn't it?
Yeah. I went to a really big shoe. Really big shoe. Alan Doyle, formerly from Great Big Sea. You and I quickly talked about it off air. Bill, I got to tell you, I don't know if I don't know if it's my old age or if I'm just ornery or if I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shows. Now, first off, I love Great Big Sea. I
Yeah.
love Canadian music. I love Alan Doyle. I think he's an incredible songwriter. I was really underwhelmed.
Mm-hmm. And then, kind of off air, you were saying you were underwhelmed mainly because you kind of felt like maybe he was just doing it because he had to do it, kind of thing, and you felt maybe he was tired because he'd done a show in BC the night before.
I think, Bill, I think he was just going through the motions. So I was fourth row. So I saw darn near everything. I saw darn near everything.
That's
I
good. See,
I saw every flinch and I saw every communication between the band, and I saw it all. I saw everything. Um, and he just seemed really um, maybe disingenuous is harsh, but he just seemed like he didn't really want to be there. I,
right?
I don't know. He seemed tired. I
Yeah,
get seemed really tired. Now, um, I am not one. I am not an authority on a touring schedule. You could maybe talk to that a little bit, Bill. But I mean, he was in I think Kelowna the night before. He was in Saskatoon the night after Edmonton. I mean, tour schedule is rough and it's tough. And I don't want to age him, but he's got to be late 50s now, if not if 60. I mean, that's got to take a toll. And I recognize that. The music was wonderful. The music was great. But again, I'm not looking for the album version. I'm
right.
looking different. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for the live version.
Mm-hmm.
Change a note. Uh, you know, get out of a song, get vocally get out of a song differently than you did on your album. Something, and there was nothing. So there was nothing that told me that if I closed my eyes, I wasn't listening to the album.
Right. Right.
You know,
Yeah.
glad I went. I thought it was wonderful. Alan Doyle is well. I'll put the icon label on him. He's a Canadian icon. Absolutely, he is. Particularly in Eastern Canada. But it was a serviceable concert. Let's put it that way.
Right. Right. And I just checked. He's 54. So
Oh, sorry, Mr. Doyle. I ate you.
yeah, maybe that's why he wasn't looking at you when you were sitting in the front row, Paul.
That could very well be. Could very. You know what? That's interesting. He's 54. I'm
Yes.
9. Ergo, he's only 40. He's only 5 years older than me. He looked a lot older than me that night.
He was born May 17th, 1969 in Petty Harbor, Newfoundland.
Petty Harbor, Newfoundland. He's a proud Petty Harbor uh, native. He talked about that constantly, which was great. His vocals were on, but they were just the same as
Right.
the, there
Right.
was little energy, as one would expect from an Eastern Canadian show.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. The musicians were fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and I gotta say, his lead guitarist um has better vocals than Alan Doyle does. I
Right.
say it, but wow, that man can sing. Um, so yeah, glad I went, but
Good. Well, you didn't, because you were that close to the stage, you didn't throw anything up on stage?
I did not. I did not throw anything up on. Uh, I think I was not wearing underwear that night, so
Oh,
I didn't throw anything up on stage.
wow.
Hey,
Well,
Bill, that's your visual and smoke it.
but yeah. Yeah, I don't think any of our listeners, wanna think about that any further.
Quick change of subject.
A quick change of subject is for sure, and I just looked too, so, he also had, um, Adam Baldwin opening for
Alan Ball.
Sorry, Adam Baldwin.
Wonderful, wonderful songwriter. Excellent
Yeah.
songwriter. Um, Funny guy. He killed it on the piano. He absolutely, his piano playing is masterful. It was beautiful. There was something off with his vocals. Now, you know me, I'm not a musician, I'm a singer.
Mhm.
Can't play the piano. I can play Mary Had a Little Lamb on the guitar, and that's about it. So far be it for me to comment on his instrumentation, but his piano was wonderful. It was beautiful. It was so fantastic. There was something different, missing with his vocals. I don't know. Something just grated me with his vocals. I don't know.
Right.
Wonderful songwriter. Wonderful songwriter.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Well, that's, good. Overall, I guess you would say it wasn't a bad, show. It could have been better, but, wasn't a bad show.
You know what? An okay night at a concert is still better than a good day at work.
There you go. That's perfect. And hey, speaking of, concerts, I should probably bring this up really quick. So this Friday night, March 8th, is the last of our 6-show series of the RavenWood Music Club, which is put on by the Music Society of Strathcona County. Mallory Chipman will be joining us at the Strathcona County Museum. Show gets underway at 7, and I will tell you right now that probably by tomorrow, Tuesday, oh, and you just fell down there, Paul, if you heard that on the air. And you saw it on the live stream if you were watching.
Sorry.
And anyway, I will tell you that probably by tomorrow, the show will probably be sold out. So you might have a chance to grab a ticket or two tonight, but I think that's all we're going to have left. So last show Friday night, March 8th, Mallory Chipman, RavenWood Music Club.
So it is in fact the last show of this round of the music club. Now, fear not, everybody. There will be other rounds. There will be another round. We will be announcing that in the not too distant future. So the music club is not disappearing. We are just we're gonna retool. We're gonna rejig for a bunch of other announcements coming up, probably in the fall, I would assume. Hey, Bill.
I would assume so. We've got to first get through the RavenWood Music Festival, our big outdoor festival, which takes place July 12th and 13th. Tickets are on sale for that, of course. RavenWoodExperience.com. You can go there and grab your tickets. And we got to get that. That's next. So as Paul said, yeah, that's just the end of this particular series. It will continue, and we'll come back with date announcements, etc. After we get through the outdoor festival, which is coming up very, very quickly. So again, grab your tickets for that. Weekend pass, $95, $45 for a Friday night ticket, $65 for a Saturday ticket. We have co-headliners, Paul, which I know you're excited about on Friday night, Carter and the Capitals and the Royal Foundry. And Saturday, we've got the Stephen Page Trio headlining as well. That's going to be an awesome show. And of course, some great supporting artists throughout the weekend will be playing the festival as well. So, hey, get your tickets. We are the lowest priced outdoor music festival in the Alberta area now.
Yep.
So
Yep. And you know what? Bill mentioned the Stephen Page trio. Yes, that Stephen Page. It is, in fact, that Stephen Page that everybody knows. He will be joining us with his Stephen Page trio. Here's the thing, guys. Bill, Bill, and us and everybody um, at Ravenwood, the Ravenwood Experience and the Ravenwood Music Club, we're really passionate and we're really excited, but I don't know if you find this, we can't put the cart too much before the horse. And what I mean by that is, so we're ending up this version of the music club with Mallory Chipman on Mallory Chipman, pardon me, guys, on March 8th, who incidentally is Women's Day, International Women's Day. And then we're taking a pause to do the Ravenwood Experience. We can't do everything all at once. Now, Bill, if I don't know about you, but I'd love to be able to do it all. I'd love to be able to put the music club on and the Ravenwood Experience all at the same time because I love it. I love it. Live music absolutely feeds my soul, but we can't put the cart before the horse. We've got to put one thing, and I only know a little bit of putting on a full festival together. You again can talk a whole lot more about that than I can, but we've got lots to do. So we are putting just a little bit of a pause on the music club so that we can focus on the experience in the summer. The music club will, in fact, come back, but we can't put the cart before the horse. We're going to end the music club for a little while. We're then going to focus on the experience, the Ravenwood Experience, and then we'll be back again with the music club. I love doing it, Bill. I love doing it. If I can do everything all at once, I totally would.
yeah, no, for sure. Who knows? Maybe a few years down the road that would happen, where the music club becomes a year-long event, or a longer series of shows. But that's something, of course, as we said, we'll discuss. And more announcements will come out probably not long after the outdoor show is over. We'll start talking about the upcoming music club, the new round of shows for sure. And as I said, tickets available ravenwoodexperience.com. But for the music club, for this Friday show. Um, there might be a couple tickets left tonight, and like I said, I'm venturing to say that by tomorrow or probably by Wednesday morning, you're going to start seeing our sold out information come out across our socials. So there's maybe only one or two tickets left, so you've got to grab them quick if you want to jump in for that night. And we're doing something special that evening, so for everybody that's in attendance, and this is only for those that are in attendance at that show, you'll be able to purchase tickets to the Ravenwood Music Festival for 10% off at the venue, Strathcona County Museum, on Friday night only. So that's only for those people that are in attendance. So we're giving you a little deal to come out to the outdoor festival.
Got to be there, baby. A little bit on Mallory Chipman. She is the artist in residence of the Edmonton Public Library. She just came back, and I mean within the last 2 weeks, she just came back from a tour of Asia, Japan.
Yeah, Japan, yes, she did.
To name but one country, she was in others, but Japan, naming one. So she is fresh off an international tour,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so excited about this one.
Yeah, and she's told me that she's going to have a lot of stories to tell us
I don't doubt
uh,
it.
Friday evening. So it's going to be a fun evening for sure. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And all of our shows, all the first other five shows, which all sold out, were all awesome. And this one's going to be just as awesome as the previous five. So looking forward to it for sure. So this coming Friday night. So hey, I'm gonna flip right around here now, Paul. We do this on this show. So we've talked music here for the first 16 minutes, 17 minutes or so. Alan Doyle, Mallory Chipman, Ravenwood Music Festival. Okay, but I like to do this. I got to flip it over to sports.
I'm not.
You
I
probably
knew you were
knew that
going.
was coming.
I knew you were going there.
Yeah, so I'm going to do this for a little bit. We will get to talking about maybe any upcoming events and things like that closer, toward the end of the show here. But just thought I'd flip it over, and our Oilers are now four straight wins, beating Pittsburgh last night 6-1. But they played a very sleepy Pittsburgh team, and you got to give it Pittsburgh credit for even just trying to stick in there, considering that they had plane issues in Calgary and did not arrive into Edmonton until 3:30 a.m. morning of game day. So that's a rough day for those guys.
Isn't that funny? You think about it. Edmonton came back from Seattle, no problem.
Nope.
Edmonton, the Oilers from Seattle to Edmonton beat Pittsburgh from Calgary to Edmonton. I find that rather frustrating for Pittsburgh, as a matter of fact.
Well, yeah, and we obviously the flight from Seattle to Edmonton is about an hour and a half, and they're on a chartered flight. So Edmonton was well back and home on the Saturday night after that afternoon game in Seattle, and I'm sure in their beds at a decent time and out for a morning skate on Sunday morning. Whereas I'm sure Seattle didn't even do a morning skate because the guys were in so early that morning. But yeah, and we've actually somewhat owned Pittsburgh over the past season or two anyway in regards to how we've played them. But trade deadline's coming up Friday, March 8th.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of it. There's nothing. There's not going to be a lot happening on this end, Bill.
Well, it's hard to say. I know that the talk is we may look at a couple forwards and a defenseman. I was looking at some stuff today where there was some names thrown around from Edmonton again that might get moved, so that they can open up some cap. So some writers are saying they wouldn't be surprised if we see at least maybe two new players hit our roster by the end of the week, if not three. A defenseman and a couple forwards, but we'll see how it all plays out. There's been a couple trades that have happened already, but it hasn't really started as quickly as it did last year. It started about a little over a week before, and some of the major trades started to happen.
There's going to be minor changes at best, you guys. Now, here's my take on this. Don't mess with a roster who just won 17 games straight, and don't mess with a roster who's now starting and continuing on a 4-game win streak. Don't mess with that roster. If you're going to mess with a roster, tinker, just small little bitty parts. Are they a perfect team? Absolutely not. But you don't need any major changes when they just won a 17 and a 4.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, like I said, to see exactly what they end up doing. Names that were thrown around today that I heard from the Oilers' perspective in regards to moving off the team to get what they want were Warren Fogle, Ceci, and Kulak are names that are the Oilers might look at moving this week. So we're gonna see what happens.
Fogle, Bill, why move? He's having a wonderful season, or no, not a wonderful season. He's having a wonderful last 2.5 months. Why move Fogle now? That's my rhetorical question.
Yeah. Well, I think part of the reason that you would, obviously, first of all, move salary, but second of all, he's a UFA at the end of the season. So he's unrestricted free agent. So there is always that possibility that he could look somewhere else for more money at the end of the season, and he's gone anyway. Yeah. So that's probably one of the reasons that they're looking at him as being a possible trade bait. But again, you never know. You never know until you actually hear it, and you hear that it is official that a trade or multiple trades has been made. But you hear at this time of year, as we know, there are rumors flying around all day long with all the teams in the NHL of who's going where and who might be here and who's not moving, and on and on and on. So for hockey fans, if you're a hockey fan and a big hockey fan of the NHL, of course, this week can be somewhat exciting. Some maybe disappointing if your team doesn't do what you think it's going to do or whatever. But a lot can happen for sure.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. In other team news, not necessarily trade deadline, but talking about the Pittsburgh Edmonton game the other day, or the other last night, and you also have to think about the tides are changing. Pittsburgh's not the team that they once were, and we're looking at the other side of one of the best in the world's career. in Sidney Crosby, and it's are we going to see Sidney Crosby in Edmonton, um, or ever again? That's kind of some things that I've been thinking about this week, as well as trade deadlines. Evgeny Malkin, are we ever going to see him in Edmonton anymore? He's been a stalwart. Um, for Pittsburgh. Another thing that I've been thinking about, I mean, Ovechkin's not getting any younger. Is he going to pass Gretzky? I think I saw it. I think he's 90 goals away. I think he's 90
Right.
goals. Don't quote me on it. But, so these are all the things that I've been thinking about this week, too. You know, lots going on in sports. Turning to baseball. Baseball's starting up. Grapefruit League. I've been watching a lot of Grapefruit League with the Jays this week. So that's been a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, yeah, baseball is back, and yeah, you're right about Pittsburgh. They're definitely an older team now in regards to players. I think we're going to have somebody like whoops, let me get that out of there. I think we're going to have though Sydney. I think will hang around for at least one more season because he wants to play in the Olympics
Mhm.
and he wants to play on Team Canada with Connor. So I think we'll see him at least stick around probably another season because of that. But yeah, I know a lot of some of those teams definitely like the Pittsburgh, Pittsburghs of the league, and even look at maybe Anaheim and some of those teams. They got some older guys on the team now. They're eventually going to be having to move on. They're going to be making changes. So
Man, all you sports fans, just close your eyes and think about a Canadian team with Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby on the same team. Like that we have an embarrassment of riches. Look
yeah, that'd
I
be quite a team.
that Bill.
Yeah, that will be a big team for sure. So well, that's our sports rant here
Oh,
on the
oh, I
show.
got one more. I got one more. Can
Yeah,
I get you up on one more?
yeah,
Can I name drop?
yeah.
I met. This is just past. This was last week. When was this? Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
last. I met Stuart Skinner's mom. I met
Well,
Skinner's mom.
nice.
Um,
Does
super nice lady, funny,
yeah.
funny lady. Very down to earth. Obviously proud of her son. I was doing an event. She was working that same event. Um, and I can't remember how I learned that she was in fact Stuart Skinner's mom. But I went up and I asked her. I said, are you Stuart Skinner's mom? And she says, and she kind of almost timidly smiled and said, yes, yes, I am. And I said, well, let me be the first. Coming from a dad of a hockey player, can I just shake your hand? And she starts to laugh, and she goes, yes, yes. And she takes off her gloves and she shakes my hand, and she says, oh, your son plays. And I said, yeah. And she says, well, what position does he play? And I said, defense. And she says, oh, Stewart's favorite players, the defense. And I go, yeah, that's my son. So met Stuart Skinner's mom, super nice lady. So that was a real treat for me last week.
Good. And then question for you:
Yeah.
does Stuart Skinner's mom have the same mustache as her son does?
You know, okay. So that's one of my regrets. I That was one of my regrets. I thought about it when I, in fact, was talking about her, but I was working. I had things to do. She was working. She had things to do. I was going to make the comment, by the way, tell Stuart to keep his mustache. I never did. I never did. And by the way, Stuart's mom does not have the same mustache as her son. I'll just throw that out right now. I thought about it, Bill, and I was gonna say it, but I never said it. I'll save it for next time because I'm sure I will be doing more events at that same venue. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, super nice lady. So then what I did is I mean, you fact check, right? You fact
yeah,
check.
yeah.
Um, I fact checked, and indeed, she is in the wedding procession, right beside her son when he got married. So Yeah, so that was her. Super nice lady.
Good. That's Stuart Skinner's my daughter's favorite player. She's got a Stuart Skinner Oilers jersey
Good for her. Good
that
for
she likes to wear to the games, and of course her son is a goalie as well. So
Of course. Well, that doesn't hurt. And you know what? Funny, if we can just tie this in, to trade, to trade deadline and stuff like that, they absolutely don't need to worry about the goaltending as we've needed to worry about goaltending in the past. This is one of the first years where we haven't necessarily needed to worry about goaltending.
yeah, definitely. They've actually said that this week as well. That Ken Holland and the Oilers have definitely put goaltending to the back of the pile. It's nothing that they're looking at. They're happy with their tandem of Skinner and Pickard. You know, Pickard played really well last night as well, and they're very happy with that. So it's just like they said, they're looking for more of a veteran defenseman and maybe another one or two veteran forwards, whether it's a center or a winger. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out.
Excited about that. I'm really excited about that. That's just one less thing on the to-do list for
Yeah.
goaltenders.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, again, you're listening to the Bill and Paul Show here on SoundSugarRadio.com, Mondays 6:30 until 7:30 p.m. And we are also live streaming to the Music Society of Strathcona County YouTube page, so you can check us out there and see our radio faces live and in person. We are not together. Paul is at his house, which, as he said earlier at the top of the show, is probably a good thing, only because he's been dealing with a chest cold of some type for the past week. So it's probably better we're not actually in the same room tonight.
I'm not. Honest to gosh, I'm not well. I am. I've been struggling through all week. I've struggled through a couple of meetings and stuff like that. But yeah, it's we're doing this. We're doing this. But I much prefer, at least this week, we do this remotely, Bill.
Yeah, and by the way, you can tune in. Paul and I, as soon as the show ends at 7:30, we're back at 8, half an hour later with our friend Cliff Smith and the Poly Podcast, which that show streams live at 8 p.m. to the Poly Podcast YouTube channel and also to the Poly Podcast Facebook page. We're actually streaming to both of those platforms now, live streaming. So you can join whichever platform works for you. If you're jumping on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that. And otherwise, you can also join us on Facebook. Just search the Podly Podcast Facebook page. You'll find it there, and we will be live at 8 p.m. So you get 30 minutes away from us. You got to go grab your coffee break and snack break, and then you can come back and join us on a whole different show.
Bill, go for a coffee break, would you?
I will. I'll be glad to go have a glass of water.
A non-coffee coffee break.
non-coffee break. Yeah, whoever came up with the idea of calling it a coffee break? Because again, for those that don't drink coffee,
Bill.
Yeah, but for those that don't drink coffee, you're not going to go on a coffee break. so yeah, I don't know why they termed it a coffee break. I guess it was just assumed that 90% of the people that were going for that coffee break were drinking coffee.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen listening to us right now, here's what we're going to do. I have probably a better understanding, I think, of why they call it a coffee break. But let's do this, Bill. Let's do this. From here on in, okay, the Bill and Paul Show now dictates that you change the name of your work coffee breaks to vodka breaks, and see how that works.
Yeah, I don't know how that'll work in an office environment if it's a vodka break, but
let's see how that works for everybody, shall we? So I got a pretty good idea of why they call it a coffee break and not a vodka.
Well, productivity might go down, but you might have a lot of fun.
Or productivity go really up, way up, but it's just not good. It's just not good productivity.
Yeah, that can happen.
Hey, guess what I did this weekend? Boy, oh boy, you talk about having a rough week with a chest cold and stuff like that. I had to host, and you know that I host events and what have you. I was at an establishment just outside of the city on Saturday with my chest cold, and I was hosting trivia, and I had to do it without a mic, Bill.
Without a mic?
Without a microphone. So that's another reason why I am not feeling well today at all. So yeah, I don't know if Can you imagine? Because you're a host, can you imagine doing it without a mic?
That would be tough for sure, especially in that type of environment. Do they not? Do you not have that in your rider, Paul? That you require a sound system?
Well, one might think that if you have at least the name host or trivia or establishment with a capacity of 75 people, you're going to need a mic. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should write up a rider. I don't know.
Did this establishment just not have a sound system, or they had a sound system but no mic?
They have they have well, they don't have a sound system, quite frankly.
Oh,
They play canned music, and that's it. So uh yeah, so it was it's not fun. And of course, Bill, of course, if you can picture this, it was Saturday night, so it was the night of the big snowstorm. Roads were really bad. I was out of town, so suffice it to say, it was not busy at all in the establishment. However, I had three different teams: one team in the front of the establishment, one team in the middle of the establishment, and one team chose to sit in the back of the establishment. So, of course, I had to project. So, feeling the effects of that today, too.
I'm sure. And what trivia was it?
Academy Awards. Academy.
I guess the Oscars are coming up, so
I have no idea when the Oscars are coming up. I have no
Sunday.
idea nominated, but it was Academy Awards. So, hey, by the way, trivia question: when was the first Academy Awards ceremony? What year?
1933. I don't know.
Well done, sir. You are very close. 1929.
There you go. I was going to say I almost was going to say 28 actually, but then I just threw 1933 out there.
I'm
So,
very impressed. That was a really good guess, Bill. Well done.
yeah. So March 10th is the Oscars. So this upcoming Sunday. I won't
Uh,
I won't be watching it because I got to MC an event. So I won't be able to. And not that I watch the whole Oscars anyway. I usually just like to watch the beginning.
yeah.
I like to see what the opener's like, and then I kind of tune out unless there's something specific that I kind of wanted to hear. But otherwise, yeah.
Yep. Full disclosure, I will not be watching it. Full disclosure. Well, full disclosure, I am busy on that night, so I will not be watching, but I wouldn't be watching it either. I'm just not an awards guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, anyway, that's yeah, not far off for all those Oscar fans. And it is funny because I do remember way back, and this was many years ago. Oscar parties were a big thing, and I remember being involved with a company way back that did an Oscar party. So everybody be all dressed up, and you'd all go to this big party, and they'd sit down, and the Oscars would be put up on big, on a big screen, and you would, have dinner and then watch the event. And I don't think Oscar parties happen much anymore. Well, especially since COVID, and I don't think they've really come back.
So, can I open up my Ginch drawer here for a second?
If you want to.
Okay, so I was in my 20s. I was really young. I must have been 20, probably 22, 23. And to your point, Oscar parties used to happen a lot, and it used to happen at nightclubs and bars and stuff like that, where
Yep.
you dressed up. And I remember, I cannot remember for the life of me who I was with, but we went to an Oscar party at an establishment, and we went there specifically to win tickets. Now, tickets to what? Again, I cannot remember. This was probably 30 years ago. Um, so I don't remember, but I remember really wanting to win these tickets. It was probably to a concert or something like that. And it was in an establishment in downtown Edmonton. And I dressed up in drag.
Wow.
Yes, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I dressed up in drag. Now I'm an actor. I've done it many times before. I've played the Queen Mother before. I have done the Rocky Horror Picture Show in its full splendor and grandeur, in drag, and I brought the rice and I brought the newspaper. So I've done all that. I've done all that. So dressing up in high heels and in a dress is nothing new to me. Um, but I did that for to win tickets to this, and we lost, Bill.
Oh
We
wow. Maybe you didn't have high enough heels on.
apparently apparently dressing up in drag is not good enough to win whatever these tickets were, but I do remember that vividly. and it was specifically for an Oscar party.
Yeah, and well, you didn't win, so it's like again those people you get nominated, right? And so you're sitting in the audience because you're there because you're a nominee, and then when they come to your category, and of course they're up there and they're naming the nominees for that particular category, and then they announce the winner, and it's like if you don't know if you've won or not, of course it's how do you react if you lose because deep down inside, you're probably, I would think, fairly disappointed that you lost. And there's a real funny Friends episode, actually, I just saw the other night about that, where the character of Joey gets nominated for his soap actor character. And, they told him, if you lose kind of thing, make sure if the camera goes on, make sure you react and clap nicely to, and a nice smile on your face. And you're kind of congratulating the winner kind of thing. And, don't act out of the ordinary, et cetera. So of course he loses and the camera's not, he's not paying attention that the camera is on him. And he's got, Jennifer Aniston sitting beside him and he's just, blowing up and he's all upset that he lost. And he's, and she's trying to stop him. No, 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 the camera's on you, and then finally he sees the camera and it's a quick smile and clap, right?
Bill, it's always an honor just to be nominated. Choke, choke, cough, cough.
Yes. Yeah. That's, you have to be honored to be nominated for sure. For sure.
It,
So,
that's got to be tough. All cameras are on you. You put your life's work. You put 6 months of your life on hold to play this character and all that. That's got to be tough. But I mean, it is. I mean, these are the Oscars. It would be an honor to be nominated.
yeah, no, it would be for sure. And like I said, it's got to be, a little bit disappointing, when you lose for sure. But you can't show it. You congratulate. Everybody who's nominated obviously has been nominated for a reason. So you got to congratulate that winner, but it's always that thought, and sometimes you kind of watch the crowd if particular actor actress loses to see is there any reaction that shows any negativity toward the the winner, or obviously when the cameras are off, then are they whispering to each other that guy should never have won? It should have been me who won.
It's kind of funny, Bill, because I mean, you're an actor. You're an actor in the Edmonton arts community. I'm an actor in the Edmonton arts community. So let's take this. Let's take this down to our local level. I mean, I know a lot of my actor friends have won a lot of accolades, and I am now. I've never been nominated for anything. My parts have never been that big. I've never been nominated for anything. Would I like to be nominated for something? Absolutely. But I have to be better known first, and I'm working on that as we speak. I'm working on trying to win bigger roles and stuff like that. But I think about our local acting community. Um, First of all, these local actors are my friends. They are my personal friends. uh, I love them, and I talk about personal stuff with a few of them. This, that, and the other thing. I don't know, Bill. There's no competition, at least from me, in my Edmonton community. So my question to you then is: do you think there's competition in our local acting community?
I don't think so. I think the community here, uh, in the whole acting community, whether it's film or stage, is I think everybody gets along really well. I don't think there's any competitiveness. If somebody auditions or you audition for a part and don't get it, and somebody else gets it because they are a better fit, then albeit, and that's great that they got the part kind of thing, right? So I don't think it's competitive in a small market like this. Um, I could see it for sure, being competitive in, Los Angeles. We all know it's competitive in Hollywood. We all know it's competitive in New York. It's competitive in Toronto. It's competitive in Vancouver. All those huge markets where film and television is prominent, right? And if you're an actor or an actress, and you're going out for a part, darn well there's probably 300-400 other people that could be going out for that part too, unless you've got an agent who's got a really good in, and he's got the director and producer's ear that you're the person that they want.
So I know, I've auditioned for many parts locally, and I have not gotten them, and I know full well that my friends have gotten the part that I auditioned for. I'm thrilled for them, man. There's no, I guess, ill bone in my body in terms, like, I'm excited for them. And do I wish I got? Absolutely, I wish I got the part, but I don't throw shade at the people or my friends that have got the part. I'm really excited for them, quite frankly. Am I a little bit jealous? Absolutely, because I'd love to be part of that project or what have you. But I don't think there's any competition per se. At least, well, there's competition. There's no animosity. Let's put it that way.
Right. I don't think that the DP would appreciate you throwing shade anyway, Paul, because that really affects the lighting for their next shot.
This is true. This is true. DPs, we love you. You work very hard.
Yes. Yeah. Without the DP, there would be no film. So
Let's take this a little bit of a step further. And this coming weekend, and I'll segue this by saying that I'm going to be a spectator at the Alberta Country Music Awards this coming weekend. Thank you, by the way, to Sterling John, who is an amazing musician, songwriter, vocalist. He's amazing, but not to be outdone with the fact that he is a full-time RCMP as well. He's just an amazing human, and he has been kind enough to invite me and my son to this coming weekend's Alberta Country Music Awards. So here is my in lies my question. When I'm at the Alberta Country Music Awards, it's going to be interesting to see if there's going to be any competition, because there are some names, Bill. Wow, there are some names that I'm going to be starstruck with in seeing them this weekend, that are up for nominations for Video of the Year, Song of the Year, Songwriter of the Year, Artist of the Year, or Artist of the Year, for Alberta Country Music Awards. I wonder if I'm going to see, just to your point, like the Friends episode, if I'm going to see somebody, you know, grimacing when the name when that person's name is not announced.
yeah, you never know. You never know. You can keep an eye out for it for sure and see what happens. So
A lot of
uh
fun.
yeah, that'll be fun for sure. So I'm just we got about coming down about 15 minutes left in the Bill and Paul show here on soundsugarradio.com and live streaming to the Music Society of Strathcona County YouTube page. So I thought I'd bring up some events here for March, Paul, and I'll kind of run through them because I know you don't have them up in front of you right now, but you can jump in if there's anything that you do think of for sure. So, of course, Skirts of Fire is happening right now from February 29th to March 10th. There's a great show happening called Mermaid Legs. You want to check that out. That is an excellent show. And The Hills Are Alive at the Citadel with the Sound of Music, March 2nd to March 31st. You like what I did there? I just thought I'd get that in there.
I do like what you did there. Well done. Good segue. I like it.
Yeah, I got to work on that show actually when the festival place did an adaptation of The Sound of Music. I did lighting for it. That was fun.
I
Uh,
movie, but I can't confirm. If I did, it would have been 30 years ago.
Yes, The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music. Edmonton Cocktail Week from March 4th to March 10th. Now, that sounds like something that starts today, actually. That sounds like something that one could get into. It says Edmonton Cocktail Week, get into the spirit. Ah, see what they
That
did there? Uh, so it's discover the essence of mixology as Edmonton Cocktail Week unveils its tantalizing lineup. Delight in expertly crafted cocktails at downtown hotspots for just $12 throughout the week. Venture into the heart of local distilleries with exclusive behind-the-scenes tours at half price. Wow.
and if you haven't seen performance bartending before, that is worth the price of admission. You are a drinker, you are not a drinker. Just come for I mean, there is performance in performance bartending. That would be a lot of fun to watch.
And I'm going to recommend with this one that it's probably best to grab an Uber or a taxi because if you're going to go from some of these hotspots with you to get your $12 cocktail, it's probably best you're not driving.
I would say, can I can I add a little bit of a segue? Just talking about hotspots and establishments in and around the city. I just saw my buddy play with his band, the Late Night Heavies, at Soho downtown this past weekend, and my hearts go out to the Soho family. You're going through a tragedy right now, so
Mhm.
just want to send my regards to all at Soho. It really, like, I've been to Soho, oh, maybe a half a dozen times. Always a wonderful time. It's always to see my buddy's band, and they're always very cordial. It was packed there, Bill. Wow, it was packed.
That's good.
And I was also 30 years everybody else's senior in that band. I might, or in that establishment, I might say. It's going out on a Friday, Saturday night is not always, or to establishments like that is not necessarily for people my age anymore, but it was a lot of fun. Friends band, the Late Night Heavies, and it's great, Bill, because they play all 80s stuff, man. Great. They played The Cure, and they played Joy Division, and they played Wham, and it was so great. It was so great. So a lot of fun. So regards to the Soho Yeg family.
Excellent. So, keeping on the drinking theme for events, March 8th to March 9th, Edmonton Expo Center is the Edmonton Craft Beer Festival. So, you might want to, if you're a beer drinker, you might want to check that out as well. So, again, that's March 8th, 9th, Edmonton Expo Center, 7515 118th Avenue Northwest,
Have,
Edmonton.
have you been?
I have not been, but I've heard people that have gone. And if you're a beer drinker, it sounds like a cool thing to attend.
I've been, Bill. I've been.
Yes.
Lot of fun, lot of beer, lot of beer. Again, that's one where you're going to want to pre-book an Uber. Lot of fun. Now, I tried a beer called Dark Side beer, and I remember this from years ago. And you know what? Obviously, why I tried Dark Side beer, because
Of course.
I'm a Star Wars guy. Now, I don't remember the distillery, and that's probably a good thing because that beer was terrible, man. It was really, really bad. It was really, really bad. So um, there's so many distilleries there. Small distilleries, big distilleries, local distilleries, provincial distilleries from other provinces. It's so much fun. I've been. It's a lot of fun. So just please drink and get home responsibly. Pardon me, if you partake in that festival.
Would the beer have been better if it was, say, Luke Skywalker?
Dude, that was really bad beer. I'm just gonna
But
say.
I'm saying, would it be better if it was Skywalker beer?
Well, it would have potentially been on the lighter side, because this you almost had to cut this beer with a fork or with a knife, and it's just like it was strong. Wow,
Thicker than a Guinness.
it was indeed thicker than a Guinness. It was indeed thicker than Guinness. Yes. And it wasn't palatable at all for me. I'm an IPA guy. I'm a,
Right.
by the way, at Soho had a delicious IPA this weekend. It was so good. I can't remember the name of it, but I think
Uh,
it's Hopper something. But so good. Yeah, no. So I'm an IPA guy, so I don't like anything really that dark and that strong. Boy, this was strong, Bill.
Nice. Well, you mentioned the band playing 80s songs. Well, if you're an 80s music fan, March 9th, Rogers Place, Journey's 50th anniversary Freedom Tour is here.
Yeah.
Uh, so for those that are 80s fans and love Journey, they will be back. And opening for them, surprisingly enough, is Toto.
Dodo.
Dodo's opening for Journey. So there's still some tickets available to that show, March 9th, Rogers Place. You can grab your tickets for the 50th anniversary tour of Journey. It's hard to believe it's been 50 years.
So
Wow.
can I comment? Can I comment?
Yeah.
You like Journey, Bill?
I don't mind Journey. There's a few songs that obviously stand out, which we probably all heard that I prefer more than others, but I don't mind them.
Um, love Journey, but I don't like Journey without Steve Perry. Steve Perry, I think, makes Journey. He's, to me, one of the greatest rock and roll vocalists of all time.
Hmm.
Obviously, not to be outdone by Freddie Mercury, but
Hmm.
um, but yeah, Journey's just not Journey to me without Steve Perry.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's, love Journey, but I love Steve Perry Journey, quite frankly. Toto, Bill, Toto. Um, name when I ask you name one song from Toto, your answer would be
Oh, you put me on the as I'm searching events here.
the song would be Africa, right?
That, that's probably one that I would think of for sure.
Right,
Yes.
right. But name a second one, Toto. I can't.
I'm trying to think of a second one.
I can't. Second one from Toto.
Rosanna.
Thank you. There you go. Well
Yeah,
done, sir.
I would
Well,
think probably of Rosanna. I didn't think about it right because, like I said, I'm searching events here, but Rosanna would probably be my number one over Africa.
well done, sir. And Rosanna was one that I neglected and I didn't see. But again, Toto, great band. It's just I don't know enough of their music. Those are the only two. I'd go there for two songs. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So as I was searching events, funny thing was that I just found as you were asking me that question, actually. So I just talked about the craft beer festival, Edmonton Craft Beer Festival. So funny enough, March 21st and 23rd is Edmonton's International Beer Fest, which takes place at the Edmonton Convention Center, which is 9797 Jasper Avenue. So that's interesting. So you got your craft beer fest coming up here this weekend. Now you've got March 21st, 23rd, the Edmonton's International Beer Fest. So it's toasting. The Edmonton International Beer Fest have been toasting to tradition and celebrating what's new and exciting in the world of beer. Every year, the event gathers beer aficionados from every corner of the globe to revel in the rich tapestry of brewing traditions. Wow.
One would think that the craft beer would just be would be. Yeah, I guess it would be left to, I guess, our neck of the woods. Then I guess, eh?
I would think so. Yeah, no, for sure.
Hmm.
And they've got some performers happening throughout the weekend as well. I see Sterling John's name on here. They have the North Stratton Pipe Band playing on Friday, March 22nd.
Cool.
Um, the Dorena Harvey Band is playing on Friday, March 22nd. So they got some decent music happening over the weekend as well.
Cool. Yeah, I guess long story short, Bill runs down the events of the foreseeable future. Get out and support everybody. 100% get out and support.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll mention this last one before we kind of wrap this section up. And of course, as I said, I won't be watching the Oscars on Sunday night because I will be emceeing the Trans Canada Highwayman show happening at Festival Place on Sunday night. And I believe there's still a few tickets available. I'm not sure how many. I don't think there's a lot, but that's Sunday night, 8 o'clock. Sorry, 8 o'clock start next Sunday night, March 10th at Festival Place. Trans Canada Highwayman will be in town. Shore
I,
Park.
I'm jealous, not jealous that I will not be there, buddy.
Yeah, it should be. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun night. Looking forward to the. As I said, I've heard that they like to play a lot of covers. As you know, if you're not familiar with the Trans Canada Highwaymen, you've got 4 different musicians from 4 different bands in that group, which is cool. So you've got Stephen Page, of course, ex Bare Naked Ladies. You have Craig Northey. Who was was it the who did he play?
Odds.
Odds. Yeah, with the Odds.
Yeah.
You have Mo Berg, Pursuit of
Oberg.
Happiness,
Oberg.
and you have I believe the other one's Chris Murphy, who is with Sloan.
Yep.
So there's your 4 guys. So you've got the Odds, you've got Pursuit of Happiness, Bare Naked Ladies, Sloan. Like it's what a group, what a
Like
group.
the super group of Canadian super groups.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so gonna be a fun night, and looking forward to that show and hearing them all play together. I think will be cool for sure. So, but again, That's Sunday night. Get your tickets through Festival Place. You can go to the Festival Place website, and I believe you can get them there, or you can go to the Festival Place box office and get your tickets there. I would suggest you call first just to see what's left, so you don't get disappointed.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely. Not to be out, I got to say, Bill, the venue is Festival Place. Is it not?
yes, yes, it is.
And that venue is so beautiful, and it is such a wonderful venue for a concert, of a mid-sized concert. I absolutely love Festival Place as a venue. So again, go out and support. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely a great venue. So yeah, come on out. Like I said, I'll be there, and pop by, say hi to me if you like, sometime after the show or just before the show gets underway, if there's an opportunity. But I will be there, and I'm going to be throwing in a plug for the RavenWood Music Festival as well. So
Hint, hint, nudge, right?
what's that?
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, right?
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Yeah, you got it. So anyway, we're just about all wrapped up here with Bill and Paul on this fine Monday night. Cold Monday, but by the way, by the end of this week, it's supposed to be plus temperatures again, Paul. So now you can get over your chest cold.
It's funny that you say that. And if I can take just a couple of minutes, guys, just to say something that's really near and dear to my heart. Now, the last week, my personal and immediate family, I'm a single dad with 3 kids. We've been going through something where, we're just not feeling really good about ourselves. And it might be because, the weather's cold and we haven't gotten out to be active, or it might be because somebody said something, disparaging comments, or it might be because, life is professionally not doing what you'd like it to do, and you're not where you think you should be in life, guys. If really, if you need, and if you're feeling, um not quite yourselves, reach out to somebody. um Please talk to somebody. As Bill said, it's going to be nice. The weather is getting nice. The dark days of winter are, almost in our rearview mirror. Um, so it's really important, guys. We've been going through something here within my 4 walls, um, where I couldn't be prouder of a young gentleman who reached out, um, because he wasn't feeling quite like himself. So reach out. My gosh, if you have me on social media, reach out to me. Reach out to your family. It's really important, guys. Really, really important. You are not alone. I will say that again. You are not alone. Really, really important. Um, find that, find that group that really makes you feel like $1,000,000. So super proud of that individual that reached out to me this week. And if you need to do that, man, I'm always here.
Sounds good. Well, that wraps up Bill and Paul this Monday evening. All done. We'll be back in next week, 6:30 to 7:30, right here, soundsugarradio.com, and on the Music Society of Strathcona County YouTube page, live streaming there as well. Make sure you join in. Hope everybody has a good week. And as I said, warmer weather is on its way. So finally get out of this cold spell.
I got nothing for love, but love for you, Bill. Nothing but love for your family. Nothing but love for all who listens to not only the Bill and Paul Show, but Sound Sugar Radio, and you support us through thick and thin. So thank you. Have an amazing week. Hopefully talk to you in a half an hour with the Podley podcast. Have a great week, everybody.
See you all, everybody. Bye-bye.